So welcome back. In this one we're going to be shooting the RICOH GR III at night on the streets of Dubai. First I'm briefly going to go over the settings that I use with this camera, and then later on we're going to move on to the vlog where I show you my actual process and my thinking behind the shots and, usual vlogging stuff. So briefly, my RICOH GR III night photography settings go as follows. I almost always shoot in shutter priority. This means the aperture is just going to be set at f2.8 automatically. I have auto ISO set at maximum 4K because I don't trust it to go higher because it's a little bit sketchy above that point. And then I just manage the shutter speed with the dial in the front. You always want to optimize the shutter speed with this camera because it's not the best performance. So usually it's between 100 to 150th of a second based on the amount of movement in the frame. Although you can go as low as 1/15th of a second if there's no movement at all in the frame, handheld. And then I'll manage the general exposure, meaning the ISO, usually with the exposure compensation dial in the back. And also utilize snap focus at 1 meter distance if that is needed, because the autofocus is not always the best. But usually I just try to anticipate the scenes so that even with slower autofocus, I'm always gonna be able to get the shot because I'm one step ahead. Anyway, let's move on to the vlog. So I'm out here in Dubai today, taking a walk. I got a new audio setup. Hopefully the audio is fine. I never tested it. I got the new DJI Pocket 2. But anyway, recently I've been slacking off when it comes to photography. I haven't really been taking street photos, but today is the day that finally has to change, because I've been just waiting for the perfect conditions, fog or rain, but those conditions have never arrived. So, at some point you gotta just start shooting anyways. Don't waste the time. So yeah, I got my RICOH GR III and see what we can get today. I already shot a little bit earlier, but I had to go back and get my proper setup to get some batteries, recharge batteries, get a power bank, get the vlogging set up. And today we've had pretty interesting weather. A little bit humid, low clouds. Now they're kind of gone again, but let's see what happens. And for the type of photos we're taking today, I went for this kind of low contrasty, film inspired lo-fi look. Or another nice thing is finally no more outdoor mask mandate, so I can breathe. That's nice. Only took World War III for that to happen. Just a minute ago there was this really cool low clouds here, but now nothing up in the sky again. Dubai is kind of challenging to take street photos. It's not super walkable. I mean, you can walk, but you're walking amongst traffic. Now the weather's not too bad, so at least we got that. But it's all very, it's a desert and it's a city built for cars. So you don't have the kind of alleys you have in South Korea. You have this kind of weird urban desert jungle vibe. And if you don't have fog, photographing it is quite difficult. There's this parking lot with an interesting light above it that I just took a couple of photos of. In some ways it looks very film inspired, but I don't know if those photos will work out. Furthermore, I'm probably rusty because I haven't been taking photos street photos, I haven't been taking them properly for like a month or two. And you always fall out of that. So I took a couple months off of street photography because I've been focusing on other stuff, and then, I was just a little bit lazy. It's not like I all of a sudden forgot how to take photos, but I definitely lost a little bit of my edge. I lost a little bit of the ability to tell whether a photo I just took is any good or not. And when you think about it, that's all that photography actually boils down to in the end. It's the ability to recognize whether a scene looks good, whether it's a photo you already took or a photo you're gonna take. So I think the lesson there is just never take breaks. If you want to get good at street photography, you gotta keep up the practicing your vision. Sometimes I think maybe it's even wrong to call my photography street photography, because I don't necessarily focus on photographing the street or the people. It is true that my photography takes place on the streets, but what I'm drawn to is mostly a certain type of a feeling combined with a certain kind of a lighting scenario. Hopefully that feeling comes across in the photos that I share today as well. And at this point I'm walking through downtown Dubai, heading towards Business Bay. This part is a little too glitzy and glamorous to properly photograph. Gotta get a little bit further out from downtown. It's so humid in my pocket that I got an impromptu Pro-Mist filter for these two photos of the store. This just in, the Burj Khalifa is very fucking tall. Pixar style lamps. Yeah, the area downtown is definitely too touristy for any kind of street photography. I took a couple photos, but nothing actually good. Now we're heading towards Business Bay. I don't know if this is gonna work either, but let's see. There's a mosque, and I know there's some interesting buildings in this area. Walking in Dubai is like walking in one big construction site. That's the problem with having a city that is growing so fast. There's scaffolding everywhere. I think I've taken photos here back in 2019. Those were actually good photos. I don't think we were getting many good photos today, but I'll show these that I took in this area back in 19, before all of the disasters. I'm at the Business Bay waterfront. To be honest, I don't think this is going very well, but it's never a total waste. Getting back into the zone, it's good practice, scouting the area, and maybe I'll get even a couple of half-decent shots. And of course, it's good exercise, sort of. It's walking. And it's also, I'm learning how to vlog with this thing. Should cut the production time and be a lot faster to edit. Also, I guarantee if I do this every day for like an hour, eventually I'm gonna get good shots. Doesn't matter how difficult it seems. Just gotta put in the work. It's not like I'm too busy to shoot an hour a day or 2 hours a day some days. But I've just been too lazy and unmotivated recently. When you're shooting a subject that is not moving, you can get very slow in the shutter speed, especially if you have a railing here. I could basically do 1/4 of a second and there should be no blur. But even without the railing, this thing, RICOH GR III, can go pretty slow in the shutter speeds. The bigger constraint usually is simply people who are moving, because it's mostly a camera intended for street photography. At least that's what I use it for. But of course, obviously, you can use it for all kinds of photography. No shortage of nice cars in this city. Now let's start a McLaren. Also brought my Sony just in case I need a 50 or 55mm or some really high quality B-roll, but only took a couple photos with this so far. Okay, my legs are pretty much done. I'm getting an Uber. And in the future, also, there's going to be a debut of a new camera that I just got. This is the Fujifilm X100V. I already shot a vlog with this one, so hopefully the production quality of these vlogs will also improve. Still working out some kinks with the setup And that's about it for this photo shoot. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you might also enjoy this video. If you want to support me, like the video. Anyway, thanks. See you next time.